State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check for your wallet first before hitting the drive-thru.
$6.
Sorry, forgot my wallet. I have change, though. Here's 40 cents, another 40. Ooh, a bicentennial.
What's that?
Oh, gosh.
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Links from Air are the AC pros, keeping you cool when it matters most. Quality service on your plumbing too. Let Lindstrom take great care of you. Yeah, I love those guys. Febreze.
As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up, Oscar!
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey, more like Mira joyed that Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
Ozempic, but in a pill, is now available from Future Health.
Future Health weight loss.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WINCA in Miami. WMIB-FM HD2 Fort Lauderdale. Free never sounded so good. Now, your chance to win $1,000 in bonus bucks. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Cash. Cash. That's cash. Enter it now. FoxSports940.com. Broadcasting live from the Fox Sports 940 Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
For more information about contests on this station, go to 940wins.com/rules.
We all know Goodwill, but did you know when you donate stuff to Goodwill, you help provide job training for people right here in your community? Goodwill. Donate stuff.
1-0 pitch. Stowers cracks that one out to center and deep. Siri is back. He looks up and it's gone. The Marlins waste no time. Kyle Stowers with a 2-run shot, and they take a 2-0 lead in the first. Miami Marlins baseball is on deck. 2-1. That kicks away from Rodriguez. Hill breaks for the plate. There will be no throw. And on a wild pitch, the Marlins walk it off again. 1-2. Conine lifts out to left field. Tommy Pham working back to the warning track. So is Sawinski. They look up and it's gone. Griffin Conine to left center. And we're tied at 2 in the 7th. Marlins on deck. Brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins and Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. Let's head out to the ballpark. Here's your host, Steven Strong.
Well, excellent job, Carlos. Welcome live from Lone Depot Park in Miami on an 86-degree steamy Tuesday night in Miami. The roof and the walls are closed. AC is blaring. Thank goodness for that. You're listening to Miami Marlins baseball on the radio, Fox Sports 940 Miami. Can you believe it? It's game 35 of 162. Miami will look to get back into this series in the middle game against the Dodgers. Tonight, we bring you game 2 of a 3-game set between the 24-11 Los Angeles Dodgers and your 13-21 Miami Marlins. Clayton McCullough gives the ball to his 30-year-old veteran from Canada, Cal Quantrill, his 7th start and his 2nd start in a week against these same Dodgers. Tony Gonsolin will look to build off his first start last Wednesday against Miami. He threw 6 frames of 3-run ball. That's a quality start with 9 punch-outs, the most punch-outs for Gonsolin since 2020. First pitch slated tonight for 6:40 right here on the Marlins Radio Network. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for making Marlins on Deck a part of your Tuesday night with Jack McMullen and Rod Allen. I'm Steven Strom. I always tell it to you, this lineup for the show tonight. We have an outstanding array of guests. We'll first hear from Dane Myers, Rick Monday, and Jack preview Game 2. Outstanding spot there. We'll get you ahead of the count, of course, with Cal and Tony. Jack will jump in for some back and forth with me. Our X-Poll question of today at Marlins Radio. Good one. Jack McMullen did get it correct. We won't spoil it, though. And Steve's guarantee to victory. Dane Myers is the story this afternoon on Marlins on Deck. He's hitting .353 with a .926 OPS. He's also been stellar in the outfield. He's second in baseball in outfield assists. And I got a chance to pick his brain about not only his season, but his journey up to this point.
Well, Dane, this might sound out of pocket because you're older than me, but I feel like I've watched you growing up. You debuted against the Cardinals 2 years ago. You've had some pretty up and down moments. You had last year, ending your season, kicking, and hurting your foot. Then you have the great spring training. You end up not making the team. You come back up, you impact, and now you're having this year. What would you say, looking back at all of that, influenced you the most?
I think, like you said, just growing up. When I first got called up, I wasn't necessarily, or I played quite a bit every day to start, but then I kind of fell into the bench role, and not as a young guy, but as a young guy in the big leagues. I wasn't necessarily staying ready, I guess. So I think just growing up, being mature about my process and preparation has helped me a lot, and hopefully I play every day here soon, but I don't control that. So just trying to be ready however the team calls me and trying to help the team win.
Who's the first coach or family member you think of that really made you have that tweak?
Probably my older brother. Has always known the game and taught me the game, so he's big on me being ready to help the team, not being the selfish guy and worry about how much I'm playing or the stuff that's out of my control. So he kind of locked me back into that mental and thinking in the right way, and I think he helped me a lot.
You're having an awesome year offensively and defensively. I think you're in the 330s, 900-plus OPS. When I hand you this piece of paper that we were looking at before about some of your metrics, what sticks out to you about this year in particular?
Yeah, I think pulling the ball in the air, hitting the ball in the air a little more than I have in the past in general, not just pull side, but that pull side ball in the air rate is good for me. That's showing me that I'm in a position to do some damage. I'm not being passive, not getting B swings off up at the plate. So as long as I'm ready to hit and on time for the fastball, that's usually when I'm at my best. So if I'm in my hitting position on time, I'm able to hit those pull side fly balls. So I think that helps a lot.
Okay, defensively, last question for you. You are second in Major League Baseball in assists from an outfielder. This might be a silly question. I probably should have went over this before we started doing this. But as a former pitcher, do you have any sort of grip on the ball when you're hitting a cutoff versus when you're trying to make a play at the plate? Is there anything you use from your pitching days when you're gearing up and trying to throw home?
Yeah, a little bit from pitching, but also growing up, just like I said, my older brother taught me the game. He taught me at a young age how to backspin the ball, try and get as much carry on the ball as you could. So when I was pitching, I had a little arm side run. Wasn't too accurate with it, so moving out to the outfield, I kind of locked back into the fundamentals of throwing and kind of what my older brother taught me on backspinning and trying to throw as straight a ball as possible. So I think that helps me a lot with carry and velocity. So being accurate and making a strong throw obviously helps, so I try and do that every time.
Dane, thanks for the time. Keep killing it.
Thanks, Steve.
All right, coming up next, we got more on the Marlins Radio Network.
Kyle. First pitch. Stowers hits it out to left center. Soderstrom on the move. That is back, and it's gone to left center field. A walk-off grand slam for Kyle Stowers. And off the Reaper, the Marlins come back and win it.
Through 8 games as an Athletic, Paredes 4 for 20, and that one is and through. That's hit number 5. They're sending Urshela around third. Dane's throw coming home up the third base line a little bit, but Fortes, the catcher, dove and swiped the tag on Urshela's shin as he sprinted by.
Yeah, I think pulling the ball in the air, hitting the ball in the air a little more than I have in the past in general, not just pull side, but that pull side ball in the air rate is good for me. That's showing me that I'm in a position to do some damage. I'm not being passive, not getting B swings off up at the plate. So as long as I'm ready to hit and on time for the fastball, that's usually when I'm at my best. So if I'm in my hitting position on time, I'm able to hit those pull side fly balls. So I think that helps a lot.
Gold standard of that might be on the other side right now. But Norby rips one into left field. That drops in for a base hit. That stung and pulled by Norby. Wagaman comes in to score, and the Marlins on the board. An RBI single from Connor. It's 6-1 in the sixth. Masterminds behind it? Nope. We got him.
Yeah, we do.
1-1 pitch. That one hit high in the air, out to left and deep. Conforto is back, and that's a get-right swing for Agustin Ramirez. He was a little cold, but a big swing from the rookie catcher is a 3-run shot. And all of a sudden, it's a 3-run game.
Marlins Radio Network on this Tuesday night from Lone Depot. Game 2 of this 3-game set. Steven Strom, Jack McMullen, Rod Allen, those two have your call at 640. Take the Marlins wherever you go. Download the iHeartRadio app and make Fox Sports 940 the top preset to listen to every Marlins game. Our very own Jack McMullen caught up with Rick Monday, former Dodger outfielder, two-time Major League All-Star, who's in his 31st season. He's been in the booth longer than Jack and I have been alive as a Dodger broadcaster, and 39th season overall with the organization, including 8 as a player. They probe into this Dodger squad, plus his friendship with our very own Rod Allen.
Thank you, Steven. Here with Rick Monday at Dodgers Radio. Before we get into all of this, the Safe for Work version, give me your favorite Rod Allen memory.
Actually, I'm enjoying it right now. We're on camera and on radio, too. Here's the reason I'm enjoying it. Because he's 3 booths away. I would prefer it to be 4, but with 3, we'll be able to do it. All I can tell you is good luck tonight. I've given you a little bit of a speech to deliver when you get back. And if you want to be off the air real quick, we can vocalize exactly what it was. But no, I enjoy the fact he's over there. We just wave back and forth, too.
Yeah, it was a very cordial wave. We're chatting with Rick Monday here, and you guys, obviously, it's the reigning World Series champion. It's the Dodgers, and there's some cachet that comes with the Dodgers coming to town in Miami. What's it been like traveling with the baseball equivalent of the Beatles to this point?
I said, really, and I'm glad you brought it up in that way. I said last year on the pregame show, and I said the same thing this year, that the Dodgers perceived a year ago as really the Goliath of baseball. Well, David did not slay Goliath last year, and this year on the pregame show, our very first one, I said, look, Goliath, in my mind, got bigger, stronger, and a little bit better. Now, the question is, how much did David improve? If you look at the Western Division of the National League, San Diego Padres have. I mean, they come right at you. They're a good ball club. San Francisco's trying to make, and I think San Francisco has really been a big surprise. San Diego, not a surprise. I mean, they're just flat out good. To find out what happens, but this is somewhat like a traveling circus. I mean that from a positive standpoint, because Shohei Ohtani isn't just a star in California. He is a star not just in Miami when this series is being taken place. He's a star worldwide. I mean, that's just exactly what happens. And I mentioned during broadcast, too, that when Ohtani is even in the on-deck circle to hit, people don't leave their seats. Vendors stop. I mean, that's just the way it is. We're seeing something very unique, and I think maybe even more now because he's strictly a designated hitter. He's working on the sidelines to come back and be a pitcher on the mound. So his abilities have not been spread out 50-50 pitcher versus a hitter, strictly as a hitter right now, and people are kind of amazed. I know I'm amazed sometimes at the at-bats that he has, how he hits the ball, and then what people lose sight of the fact is how fast he is as a runner. I mean, you see him on a triple, you go, oh my goodness, how can a guy that size run that fast?
Yeah. And of course, with Clayton McCullough on our side, we've learned all about that, and Clayton helped kind of refine the base stealing acumen for him. You mentioned Goliath got better. Old friend Tanner Scott is with you guys. How else did Goliath get better this offseason?
Well, I think it got better because more pieces to the puzzle were put together. You need the guys out of the bullpen. And quite frankly, to this point, if you look at the Dodgers bullpen, last year in postseason they were magnificent because the starting pitching was banged up. That's kind of what it is at the present time because our starters, by and large, and with some injuries mixed in it as well, most recently with Snell and with Glasnow, our bullpen has had to really take a brunt of the number of innings to pitch. Now, that can wear down a lot of bullpens. This bullpen has been resilient, so when you add Tanner Scott to it as well, it's a very good mix. It's a better mix also now this year, the Dodgers bullpen, left-handers and right-handers, and they can handle both sides of the plate as far as left-handed hitters and right-handed hitters. So he's been a wonderful, I think, a shoehorn that has fit in very, very comfortably.
Rick Monday, last one for you. We saw bullpen day yesterday. True starter in Gonsolin today, but we're forecasting a bullpen day tomorrow in the series finale as well. We saw Dreyer go to Kasparius, and that is a lethal combo. We were talking about just how strong that combination is. Where's the Dodger confidence level when they run out a piecemeal bullpen day?
I don't think there's any transition period of doubt. They're not always successful. I mean, every once in a while there's a clunker. I don't care how good you are as a team or individual. I mean, we all have clunkers. That's just it. You try and avoid clunker after clunker after clunker, and so far this ball club has been able to do it. I think, quite frankly, it doesn't matter who comes out of the bullpen right now. That's their feeling, and they know that if they do throw out a clunker for a period of time, the guy behind him is going to pick them back up. So it's a wonderful, I think, combination. Not just out of the bullpen, but I think the ball club overall. It also helps to know is that, hey, look, there was a shiny trophy that was given to the ball club last year, but they also understand that everywhere they go, people want a part of Goliath because they know ahead of time, hey, the defending world champions are coming in. That's why it's so hard to repeat. It's hard to get there to begin with. It's even more difficult to repeat.
Rick Monday, really appreciate it. I will tell Rod Allen you said hello and you love him.
Please, please. And give him the X-rated version, too.
Steven.
Well, good. Thank goodness we got Rick off the air after that because we didn't know what he was going to say. Great spot right there with Jack McMullen and Rick Monday. And I got updated power rankings, by the way, on guys I want to have narrate my life. Morgan Freeman, Rod Allen, and now Rick Monday just slid into number 3. So excellent stuff there. I did want to read this just because for people that don't know who Rick Monday is, which is probably going to be the younger generation, including myself, he was the first overall selection in the inaugural Major League first-year draft in 1965 by the Kansas City Athletics. And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, how did he get to the Dodgers? Well, he was traded in a 5-player deal to the Dodgers in January of 1977 for Bill Buckner and a couple of other pieces. The Dodgers ended up winning the National League pennant in 77 and 78. The rest is history. In year 31 as a broadcaster, the gold standard, Rick Monday. Awesome job, Jack McMullen, and awesome job, Rick Monday. Let's break here. We've got a lot more on tap for you. Tony Gonsolin, Cal Quantrill. We'll get into those guys next. 6:40 first pitch. We'll talk to you in 2 minutes on the Marlins Radio Network.
Member Week.
First pitch. Stowers hits it out to left center. Soderstrom on the move. That is back, and it's gone to left center field. A walk-off grand slam for Kyle Stowers. And off the Reaper, the Marlins come back and win it. Through 8 games as an Athletic, Paredes 4 for 20, and that one is and through. That's hit number 5. They're sending Urshela around third. Dane's throw coming home up the third base line a little bit, but Fortes, the catcher, dove and swiped the tag on Urshela's shin as he sprinted by.
Yeah, I think pulling the ball in the air, hitting the ball in the air a little more than I have in the past in general, not just pull side, but that pull side ball in the air rate is good for me. That's showing me that I'm in a position to do some damage. I'm not being passive, not getting B swings off up at the plate. So as long as I'm ready to hit and on time for the fastball, that's usually when I'm at my best. So if I'm in my hitting position on time, I'm able to hit those pull side fly balls, so I think that helps a lot.
Gold standard of that might be on the other side right now, but Norby rips one into left field. That drops in for a base hit. That stung and pulled by Norby. Wagaman comes in to score, and the Marlins on the board. An RBI single from Connor. It's 6-1 in the sixth. Masterminds behind it? Nope. We got him.
Yeah, we do.
1-1 pitch. That one hit high in the air.
Feels good and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Hey, this is Derek Hill, and you're listening to Marlins On Deck with Steven Strom on the Marlins Radio Network.
Well, it's nice to hear from Derek Hill. We have an update on him. And I shouldn't share it right now. I got to tease you to stay for the game. We'll have an update for you in the top of the third, him and Ryan Weathers. Listen to your Marlins on the go. Download the iHeartRadio app and make Fox Sports 940 your top preset to listen to every Marlins game this season. Fox Sports 940 Miami. I'm Steven Strom, host of the program, steering you to first pitch, 641. Then we'll turn it over to Jack McMullen and Rod Allen, who have your call. Let's get you ahead of the count. It must feel like Groundhog Day for both of these teams. Tony Gonsolin, 30-year-old right-hander, will make his second start of the year. He comes in 1-0, a 4.50 ERA, 6 innings pitch. Of course, we just mentioned he made his season debut last Wednesday against Miami. He earned the win. The Dodgers beat the Marlins 12-7. There was that ferocious almost comeback for the Marlins. Liam Hicks bases clearing double. It was just too little too late for Miami. He allowed 3 runs on 6 hits over 6 frames, 9 punch outs. It was the most punch outs for him since 2020, and it was his first start in 621 days. He threw 77 pitches, 17 whiffs. He throws a 4-seamer, a slider, a split, a curveball, and he did miss the first month of the season after hurting his back lifting. Gonsolin will go opposite Cal Quantrill, 30-year-old right-hander, who will make his 7th start of the season. He's 2-3 with an 80 ERA, 6 starts, 26 2/3. He also saw the Dodgers on Wednesday, 3 2/3, 4 runs on 6 hits, 3 punch-outs. Quantrill is yet to complete 6 innings this season. Career-wise against LA, 1-7 and 8 ERA, 38 1/3 in 8 starts. There's no question about it. The Marlins need Cal Quantrill to do a nice job of controlling this Dodgers offense. No Mookie Betts, in the lineup tonight, but the usual suspects, Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, those guys are in it as well. So Cal looking to get this thing in the right direction, especially early on. We're going to talk about this in the next segment, but part of the problem that has started to develop with the Miami Marlins is they have not been able to punch first. And it doesn't mean when you go up 1-0 in the first inning, you're going to win every game, but they are falling into the habit now of falling behind in these games, 2-3, 4-0, and there puts a ton of pressure on the offense for Miami. So we'll see here if the starting pitcher in Cal Quantrill can give the Marlins a good one here on this Tuesday night. Coming up next, Jack McMullen helps me preview Game 2. It's 6:40 first pitch. Again, Gonsolin, Quantrill. Marlins to get back in this series right here on the Marlins Radio Network.
Miami Marlins fans, we celebrate.
Thinking, hey, maybe he can be a bullpen piece for us as Ramirez charges one out to left center field and deep. That thing is back, and it's gone. Agustin Ramirez, his second big league homer, and this guy's unbelievable start continues.
Slug of 1-1-2-5, hits one in the air deep to left field, and going nowhere is Arozarena as he looks up, and it's gone. Goodbye, home run. Ramirez has done it again. Arozarena just stood there. He moved 1 foot and stopped as Ramirez this time goes to left field for his 3rd homer and 2nd of the game.
Yep, it felt like that was a chess match, and Thornton ended up winning it. But here goes Connor Norby out to left center and deep, and it's a 1-run game. Connor Norby's first homer of the year makes it 7-6 in the 8th.
Bonded to the belt. Here's the pitch. Well hit ball, left center field and deep. Going back is Conforto. He's at the wall. It is gone. A grand slam home run for Dane Myers, pinch hitting. Here comes Sanchez. Wagaman hits the plate. Norby to follow. And hitting third and rounding home with a grand slam is Dane Myers and the Marlins have suddenly scored 5 and have tied the game up in the 6th. 5-5 ball game, top of the 10th. Pitch on the way. Line drive, that's a base hit.
Equipo, impuestos y tarifas son adicionales. Después de la promo aplican tarifas regulares. Ahorros comparados a Verizon 5G Internet más una línea ilimitada local y AT&T Internet 300 más una línea única Starter SL. Requiere extender Internet. Velocidades reales varían. Velocidades se reducen después del uso de 30 GB por línea. Los límites de datos y los ahorros reales varían.
We've had some really good spurts, and we've had some big moments, some clutch hitting as often as we can throughout a game to just try to stack innings and stress out their starters or guys that come out of the bullpen. I think for the most part, have been very pleased with how this group has continued to hang in there and give yourself a chance to have an inning or two each day and stay in games or be able to get ahead.
That was Marlins manager Clayton McCullough this afternoon, reviewing Game 2 of this series with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Steven Strom, Jack McMullen, Rod Allen will join us in just a few minutes here. And Jack, I thought it was interesting what he said. Spurts, right? You can't beat this team with spurts, but we've seen the clutch hitting. We've seen the crooked hitting numbers. The way Los Angeles goes about their business, Jack, what's Clayton's hope that his team can observe and possibly apply about them?
Yeah, I mean, this Dodger team works in bunches, right? And we were talking about this a couple hours ago when we first got to the ballpark. Okay, what makes the Dodgers the Dodgers? And what can the Marlins learn from the Dodgers? Well, the Dodgers can respond from a 3-run inning with a 5 spot the next half inning. Like, they can bounce back from a crooked number with a more crooked number. So I think what you want a young lineup to learn is it's okay to get angry and it's okay to retaliate. Just make sure that you retaliate in a positive way. You know what I mean? And that is by run production. They obviously have as much talent as any roster in Major League Baseball in recent memory. They clearly have the best roster in Major League Baseball this year, but I'm talking over the last couple of decades. This may be the most stacked team that we've seen, and that makes retaliation easier, right? When you Tani and Freddie Freeman and Andy Pages and all these guys to the plate in a retaliatory inning, that's a great thing to have. But the Marlins can start to glean some of that, and they can say, hey, you know what? We allowed a 2 spot. We allowed a 3 spot, but we got Stowers up 3rd next inning. Like, we got Agustin Ramirez up 2nd next inning. And I think that's probably what Clayton wants to instill in this young roster. Hey, look at them and the way that they respond angry to crooked numbers. And you would hope that the Marlins can learn from that and do it.
I think the one thing people don't understand about this Dodgers team is fundamentally how sound they are, Jack. I think that is one thing when you look at the roster like you've talked about. They don't make errors. They run the bases well. They do the little things right. And I'm hoping the Marlins realize, like, hey, this team is as talented as anyone in baseball, if not the most, and they still do the little things correctly.
Yeah, I think that's really important. We were talking about this. Like, at the end of the day, there are levels to this game.
Yep.
There are levels. And what the Dodgers do so well is they play matchups. And Rod and I were talking about this last night, right? Like, Ben Kasparius is willing to pitch around a lefty to get to a righty. And he walked Stowers, had no problem doing that with a runner at second and 2 men gone. All of a sudden, Stowers is aboard on a walk. You have runners at first and second. And then Kasparius just rips cutters and sliders and gets himself out of the inning because he knows that right-handed hitters are hitting $140 against him. You can play the numbers in that way. You can also rely on the fact that you have Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman in your lineup.
Sure.
and that's kind of the best of both worlds there. But I was talking about it with you. It's like, okay, you can either play the game at a 6th grade level when it comes to baseball IQ, or you can play the game at a 1st grade level, but also at an AP calculus level at the same time. And that's what the Dodgers do best. The 1st grade level is, well, we got the best players, so we're going to try and win the game, and we're going to do that 100 times in a given year. The AP calc level is, I'm okay walking the National League Player of the Week to get to a right-hander where I have my advantageous arsenal matchup here. When those blend, that creates a world champ.
And we're seeing that with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Obviously, after last year, they're going for back-to-back World Series titles. Okay, Jack, I talked to Dane Myers today. I thought it was an awesome conversation, kind of deep diving not only into his offensive season, his defensive season, and just his journey to get here, man. We talked about it. He had a foolish mistake that he made in the clubhouse last year, kicking a door and then breaking his foot. He comes back, looks different, feels different, playing different. Right now, hitting .353 with a .926 OPS. I want to give you a chance here to share a statement And then a big question for Myers for this 2025 season.
So the statement for Dane is this is for real. And this guy has as strong of a toolbox as there is on this roster for the Miami Marlins. And you give him an opportunity to showcase that toolbox. The question for the remainder of the year is Dane is having an out-of-body experience right now. And he's hitting 350. Like nobody outside of Luis Ariz or like Freddie Freeman, guys like that are going to hit 350 in Major League Baseball. So Dane Myers, the odds are stacked against him hitting in the mid 300s. What does the 30th percentile month for Dane Myers look like?
When it averages out, where's he at?
Where are you at? So this is a 95th percentile month for Dane. This is an 100th percentile month for Dane. This is the best month of his Major League career to this point. Okay, baseball is a game of ebbs and flows. What does that all look like when you go through the flows and he's riding an ebb right now?
That's a great point, and I think that is what the observers of this team and the overseers of this organization are looking at right now. 1 to 9, what does the best look like, and what does the struggle and the worst look like, and trying to figure out, can you move forward with average? That's really what it comes down to over 162 games, Jack.
No doubt. No
so
doubt.
Good stuff there. Don't miss a moment of Marlins action. Download the iHeartRadio app, make Fox Sports 940 the top preset, and then listen to every Marlins game. Jack and Rod have your call at 640. We'll break here. We'll get our Expo question. Good Expo question today. No, Jack, would you defend me on the Expo question today?
I got it right. You guys all better get it right.
Okay,
too.
and Steve's guarantee. That's all next on the Marlins Radio Network.
Kyle. First pitch. Stowers hits it out to left center. Soderstrom on the move. That is back, and it's gone to left center field. A walk-off grand slam for Kyle Stowers. And off the Reaper, the Marlins come back and win it. Through 8 games as an Athletic, Paredes 4 for 20, and that one is and through. That's hit number 5. They're sending Urshela around third. Dane's throw coming home up the third base line a little bit, but Fortes, the catcher, dove and swiped the tag on Urshela's shin as he sprinted by.
Yeah, I think pulling the ball in the air, hitting the ball in the air a little more than I have in the past in general, not just pull side, but that pull side ball in the air rate is good for me. That's showing me that I'm in a position to do some damage. I'm not being passive, not getting B swings off up at the plate. So as long as I'm ready to hit and on time for the fastball, that's usually when I'm at my best. So if I'm in my hitting position on time, I'm able to hit those pull side fly balls. So I think that helps a lot.
Gold standard of that might be on the other side right now, but Norby rips one into left field. That drops in for a base hit. That stung and pulled by Norby. Wagaman comes in to score, and the Marlins on the board. An RBI single from Connor. It's 6-1 in the 6th. Masterminds behind it? Nope. We got him.
Yeah, we do.
1-1 pitch. That one hit high in the air, out to left and deep. Conforto is back, and that's a get-right swing for Agustin Ramirez. He was a little cold, but
through April 15th at marlins.com/MVP-teacher. All right, about 10 minutes away from first pitch on the Marlins Radio Network on this Tuesday night from Lone Depot Park. I'm Steven Strom, host of the program. Rod Allen and Jack McBone have your call at 640. Tony Gonsolin will go opposite Cal Quantrill here tonight. The Marlins will finish off this series tomorrow, then head out to Chicago for a week, 3 with the White Sox, 3 with the Cubs. But it's great to have you aboard here on this Tuesday night, wherever you are, however you may be listening. Thanks for hanging out with us and making us a part of your night. It is Japanese Heritage Night at the ballpark. So our X-Poll question today is, Shohei Ohtani is the all-time home runs leader, but who is the second all-time Japanese-born home run leader? Number 2. Make sure to vote out Marlins Radio. It's time for Steve's Guarantee.
Batter up. Batter up. Let's play some ball. First pitch is moments away. Time now for Steve's Guarantees.
So I remember when Tony Gonsolin went up against the Marlins in 2023, the Marlins hammered him, actually sent him to the IL and ended up getting Tommy John. And one of the things I remember talking to a couple individuals after the game was he likes to nibble, and we were not going to allow him to do so. We were going to wait him out. We were going to wait for him to throw in the zone. That's what needs to happen tonight. He will throw close to the zone, but he's going to try to nibble on the corners and on the edges. You cannot bite if you're the Miami Marlins. Marlins hitters also hit .429 against his four-seamer in his last start on Wednesday. He does not throw that split finger for strikes. You have to hit that four-seam. So tonight, I like the Marlins to plate 4 runs against Gonsolin, but also draw 3 walks. Get back to that plate discipline and making these pitchers work and getting them out in the 4th, 5th inning. That's what I like tonight for Steve's Guarantees. Folks, I hope you got the itch for first pitch, because when we come back, Jack McMullen paints a picture. Rod Allen, he's ready to rock. Starting lineups in first pitch is right around the corner. Thanks for tuning in to the Marlins On Deck pregame show. I'm Steven Strom. Let's flip the M together, Miami. Marlins baseball is next. This is the Marlins Radio Network.
Member Week is